Just thought I'd do a quick revised clip on how to adjust tappets on this one with a bit of information on make it a little bit cleaner and straightforward on the way to go do it, plus where you can pick up the tool to do it with, which would make it a lot easier compared to when I tried it twice. So at this stage, you know, imagine this bike's got all its gear on it, like those seats and the tank and that. So the first thing to get the pillion seat off, just hit these bolts here, 17mm either side, loosen them off. You don't have to take them right out, so just loosen this one off, both ones there. And if you look at this back one here, there's a 12mm bolt goes into that one. Just pull that bolt out, then you can remove the pillion seat straight off. So that's all right, it's out of the way. Now we're into the part where we've got our solo seat sitting here. Once again, just undo this bolt here, 12mm again, pull it straight out. I put it back in here so I don't lose it. But you know, you might be a lot better to put stuff away and know where they are, but when I put them down I don't know where they are. So undo this one, and then just a matter of lift the seat up, pull it back towards the back of the bike, that comes straight off. So we got that part there. Now we've got the gas tank sitting there. Thing you get here at the back, you've got a bolt running through here, 8mm one side, 10mm the other. Undo that one straight away and pull it straight out. After you do that, your tank's sort of virtually loose at the back, but what I usually do, I chock a, I don't know, either a tennis ball or something else, and I just sit it in this slot here to give it a couple of inches up off the main bracket support. And the reason behind that one is I can come down here then and hook the fuel line, and you need a little bit of support to get at this one here, which is a power supply to the fuel pump and I suppose the gas gauge too. This is the hardest one to get out, I think, out of all the things you're going to have a go at. This is really difficult to, you know, it's just not easy to press on either side to release and get it out. After you got those two out, all that's left then is right in this centre here. You follow your tank up after you tilt it. Tank underneath, straight up, you've got two breather holes. So what I'll do, I'll go to the tank now and just show you what the tank looks like underneath, and you'll know where they are. And apart from that, we can just get on and go through this quick thing, and hopefully you get a few good tips out of it, and might help you if you have a go at it yourself, and might save you some money long term compared to what it costs you to probably get it done. So we'll head on onto that section now. We've got the tank out of the way, so this is how I go about going here and adjusting tappets on this bike. So first thing we do, we've got the high pressure line and the connectors that connect the power to get your power for the petrol pump. So I just get these two here, move this up like so, swing this one around like that, tie clip this so I've got a clean run in this area here. So that's the first thing I get out of the way. So this white connector here, disconnect this one here, get it out of the way too. So don't worry about this one, you can just leave it there, that's okay. So we'll swing over the other side of the bike now. On the back part of the motor here, you've got just one, I think it's about a 10mm nut, I think it is. Undo this nut here, pull the piece off, put the nut back on, disconnect this one here, and also disconnect this one here. So there you just press fits, just pull them out like that. While you're at it, you've got 3 bolts here. 2 are sort of like they got earth wires on. I don't know, I'm not an electrician or anything like that, but I just pull them apart, and you've got one up there. So when you put them back together, make sure you've got this set up, your white one here on top. So you get rid of these 3 here, and once you do that, this whole section here will pull out a bit, and you'll be able to pull it from where it is here up to virtually the top of these bolts, and then you tie clip that section in there, pull out your spark plug, lead, you know, you can just mate it together with all these and tie the whole bundle up. Once they're already tied up there, and naturally you'll probably have to take your plug out to give it a little bit easier to swing around the top dead centre. So you'll probably find the spark plug will use a fair bit of force to get that plug out. So the smart idea would be to make sure when you put the plug spanner in, make sure it's seated deep so you don't get in there and it flies off its handle or something like that, or its support, and then cracks in there and your plug shatters or anything like that. So make sure it's, because it will take a fair bit of force to do it. So apart from that, you do that, pull your plug out, you've got everything nice and clear on this side then, and you can go to the tappet cover then and undo the 3 bolts, and you just release this one a little bit, then go to the other side and just work your way back until they're off, and then just take the cover itself straight off. Now when you do take the cover off at that stage, we'll just get more comfortable. When this is off, it'll just lift up, but as soon as you go to lift it up, the gasket's going to be stuck to it at the other side, and also it may still get caught up in the groove, it's sort of where it beds in on the way around. Now the best idea in that case is just get your fingers in this side, prise it down both sides right around to the other side, and then come back around to this side. So you're on this side here, you've come back down to about here, but this is from here on where it's sealed in from the factory. My thoughts at the moment would be, and you please yourself how you want to do it, but my thoughts would be just prise it off gently there, lift the whole tappet cover straight back this way, because you've got a real big clearance area here now, no trouble whatsoever, because this is out of the way. So it's a clear run going in and coming out and going in. So if you don't like that one, undo it all there like that, like prise it off with your fingers, lift the cover straight off. You'll still have the gasket sitting there, but you're not going into these parts here and then fooling around and trying to rip the gasket totally out, reseat it, put it all back in, stick it all back around, all that hassle there, because like I said, I've had this off twice, and twice no drama whatsoever, so keep that in mind. So that's all you got to do, lift this piece straight off, and I think they're 10mm on top too, only 3 of them, and I think you're in business then to go into it and take a look. Now I've already been in this motor twice, so I'm not going to open it again now for the 3rd time, just to have a look in. But where you see the wheel come up around from the top, you'll see a little dot indentation in there, where you've only just got to, well, what I do, I just get here, put the bike in, I don't know, 4th or 5th gear, I'm not sure what it's in, rotate the wheel anti-clockwise, and you'll see the chain come back around up to the top. You'll see a sort of an indentation hole in the top which lines up with this part in here inside. And you've got top dead centre there just by grabbing the valves. Give them a shake and see if they rattle. If they rattle, you've got it. But what I found, every time I rotate it and get back up to that point where there's thing, and you'd have to refer to my other video to see it, because like I said, I'd have to undo this again to do it, and I've already had it out twice, just to see if I could put the gasket back in 2nd time. And apart from that, you'll find no trouble getting it back in place or top dead centre there that way. And I suppose if you want, you can always go around the other side, put a screwdriver in the plug hole or something to that effect, and see if your piston's sitting up the top. But I've rotated it a few times, and every time I come up to that part where that little piece is, it's for a tool what you can buy overseas to lock it in top dead centre. Every time I go there, it's always on top dead centre regardless, whether I go rotation right around, it's always in the same top dead centre part, and at both times you can rattle the valves again. So that's about it. Now let's swing back the other side. Now when I did it on the first one, there were probably a few people thinking, I could have used a screwdriver or something like that, but I didn't have a screwdriver in stock. And bad luck for me, but I didn't have a screwdriver in stock, and I had to use my fingers there to try to tighten down to get the right setting. What I did wasn't too bad, considering the bike worked all right afterwards, so that's the main thing for me. I mean, I never stuffed it up. It might have looked a bit untidy in the first clip, but the thing is, I've got onto a tool now where you can buy, I could have bought one and around about $18, and then I got onto a pack of 3 for the same price, but you've got to wait for them to come from China. So that's something for, I'll put a link in the description, and I think if you can buy 3 for 18, you might need them for another bike at a later date, and it might be worth your trouble there to buy that pack of 3, and like I did, and next time you'll be able to put the tool on top, swing it anti-clockwise and unlock the tappet cover nut, and then get the top of the thing and rotate it, and it'll come down and get your gap setting. So I think that'll be pretty good. Now this is the reason I come back into the bike when I had it down to this stage while I'm doing these accessories on it for the second time. I was wondering, the first video I said to you, when I was done me setting and that, when I come back out, I actually put the gasket in this side and I had the wife around the other side. Now what I wondered, like since you was at work on the day when I did this, second time, I was wondering, would I really need a help here at all, or could I do it myself? So I found out it was like this. If I got on this side here, poked the gasket in there and seated it right around on both sides, and then stopped, went around the other side of the bike, pressed it back in there right around, then I could get a torch in here and shine it up there when the cover was about that high off, and check to see it was bedded all the way around. And I found that, believe it or not, I didn't need any help the second time round, and I was just able to fit that gasket back in place myself with no trouble whatsoever. So, you know, keep that in mind. First time I thought you definitely need help to do it. Second time around, not the case. If you're careful there and just take your time from this end, start it here, follow it its natural curves of the gasket, so it beds in good. And then I didn't even use any gasket goo or anything like that on the gasket, just dry fit, straight back up into the slot, around the other side do it. When I come in and button these ones up at the top, I just put the pressure, even pressure right around, brought it down till it virtually locked in position and you can't turn it anymore. Just give it a small hit with the shift, the socket spanner after that, just a really minute one. And then that was it. And that's exactly how I did the first one. Don't get there hitting them too hard because these come down to a setting where they actually lock on. And after that, the only thing you could probably do is snap them off. So apart from that, it's just put it all back together and you're in business. Look at this happy looking sausage dog. Whoa, whoa. Look at the ears on it. Never seen a sausage dog with ears like that. It's like something out of Gremlins. Come on. Yeah, so apart from that, that's about all I can help you with on this. And like I said, I'll leave a link in the description where you can order those things from and those tools, and you get 3 for about $18 or $19 compared if you buy one locally here. They're going to cost you something like, you know, $15 to $18 for one unit, so you might as well have the 3. And when the time comes you have to do this exercise, you know, you've got the whole lot, and you might want to use them on another bike at a later date, you never know. So apart from that, thanks for tuning in, taking a look. If you want to subscribe, you can. If not, hope you enjoyed the clip regardless, and we'll catch up with you later.